So the task was to design a message queuing system where there is a producer and a consumer which are connected by a message queue. For the choice of message queue, either we are given Kafka or RabbitMQ. I choose RabbitMQ, and the API is like, API will take this many details and then this will actually insert these details into a database, and the database has two tables. One is the user table and the product table. User table data is already created, it's manually added, and the product table data is coming from the API only. And once it inserted, it will actually, the producer will take the product ID and then actually insert it to the message queue, and the consumer will take it, and there is a field called product images. Consumer will actually take the product ID, fetch the product images, and then compress it, store locally, and then update the database in the field compressed product images, and then update the time also, and then also provide the testing also. So this was the overall idea of what the assignment is about. So let's dive into the implementation. I have provided a readme, and first of all we need to actually set up this database and the RabbitMQ. For that I used a Docker only. I have provided a Docker compose file, and then so to run this project, what we have to do is, first of all, make sure that you install Go in your system, and then Docker and Docker composes. All the instructions have been provided in the readme itself. Like, you can just go to the readme and then say, okay, so the dev nodes installing the Go instructions and installing the Docker. For installing the Docker and Docker compose files, I have provided a script, so which can easily install all the stuff. Okay, so assuming that all the environment is all the things like Go and Docker is installed in your system, to run the project, first of all we need to actually boot up the containers. For that we just need to say docker compose up, and I wanted to run it in the background, so -d. So this will create containers, and I have provided a init SQL file, so which will create a table and database, and then insert some details for the users. Well, now we have two folders. One is the consumer and one is the producer, and again everything is actually properly segregated into different folders. For example, database logic will be in the database, and then we have this handlers, which is the API handlers and the message queue things, and all the environment details has been provided using the env files. So if you are replicating this project, first of all maybe you need to actually do that cp dot environment, something like that. For example, okay, so let's go to the running demo, and then first of all we need to open two terminals. One is for the producer. You can just have that go to the producer, like, and then to start it you just need to say go run main, and basically before that I think you might wanted to install all the dependencies. I have provided all the dependencies using the go mode files. So basically what you want to do is actually go mode tidy. So for me it won't do anything because I have already installed everything. So anyway, so and I was saying about the environment files. So you need to set up the environment files. So basically this is simple. Like, I have provided a sample environment file. What is your username, this password. By the way, this password is actually from the Docker compose file only. So in the Docker compose file itself, actually we can set what is the password you want, and all such details. What is the user and then port and database names. Everything is actually set up in the environment files. So just to run it, go run main. So one second. Of course, go run .main.go. Of course, sorry. This will start the API, and then we need to start the consumer also. To consumer also, we just need to move to the consumer folder. Basically, this is the consumer folder, and then again go run. Here also you need to do the go mode tidy to install all the dependencies needed for the consumer, and then go run main.go. This will start the consumer. So now we are all set. So how to insert something? Either you can use the curl request or curl method, or I have provided a Swagger page. So I'll just first of all show with the Swagger only. To open the Swagger, you just want to go localhost 3000/Swagger. So there is actually a API product, and then I have provided a sample endpoint, sample request. I just need to actually try it out. This. So this is the user ID is given, and then some information and some bunch of like products. For the products, I have hosted it in my GitHub only. So there's I created a repo with products and I put some images. So right now, for example, if you see this image, this is around 2 MB file actually, and then we just need to execute. So you can see that product saved successfully. And if you go to the consumer part, it's listening to the product. Okay, I think I want to actually run it again. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so it got actually the products and all the stuff. Maybe let's try with one more time we can execute it, and then now it is like automatically receive the product, getting the product, and then save. All the products has been saved to this product image. There will be folder created, and then that will be compressed and saved here based on the product IDs. And now suppose, let's say I wanted to see what will be the size of that. Then I can just say, let's say this is the size. We can say reveal it in Finder. What is its size? Sizes will be 41 KB only. Initially it was 2 MB. So that much reduction has been happened, and then it has been saved in the database. So to open that things, to see the database, what I want to do is actually docker exec -it, and then the container name. I think I have already provided the in the readme itself. You can just copy paste if you don't want to type, you can just copy paste the thing, and then password will be whatever the password you have set up in the compose file, and then we are there. And then the product the database. So for me it is like use the product db, and then show tables will show me what are the tables I have. Now suppose I wanted to see select star everything from the product, right? So let's just say I just want to see the compressed images path only, because otherwise it will be like, or it's fine, like products, select star from products. So this many details has been there. It's little bit messy to see. So what I will do is actually I will print only the compressed path just to make sure that everything worked. Compressed path, and so the products has been. So what I did is actually I comma separated the URLs. And if I can say, let's say the product images, where is it actually? Product images, we have this, select product images from products. This is actually our images. Now suppose, let's say one quick test will be what happens if the user is not present. So let's say we have a 10 is the user ID. So if I execute it, it will just directly say user is not found, and I have provided all the proper error handling also. So now as far as the testing is concerned, let's do some testing. I've already tested it, just rerun again, and done. 12 tests has been passed, everything is actually seems good. Now I will just walk through the code a bit and not go into much of the details. For example, we have two folders, one is the consumer and producer. We have this data main, this is a main file, and then we'll start from here, and then I have segregated the logic for example RabbitMQ logics will be in the RabbitMQ, that is basically the creating the connection. Producer logics handler will be basically I use the framework Go Fiber to set up the database, and this docs files is just for the Swagger things, and then the database has some functionalities like checking the user, creating a new connection, inserting the product, and that's all about the producer. And the consumer part, again everything has been separated into different modules, or I could say packages. And then here I have this RabbitMQ functionalities is like creating the functions. Consumer, here is that thing like basically it takes the product ID, fetch the images, and then download and compress and then save it actually. And image utils actually have all the details, like for example how to download it, how to save it, resize it, download it, save, and that's all functionalities. Basically these things are download. I'm going a little fast because I don't want this video to be very long and then boring, so, and just to keep the size also. So this is a very quick overview of what I have done, and that's all I have to say. And database, everything is properly segregated. And then as far as the best practices is concerned, I use the git ignore to ignore all the unnecessary or the redundant files. Like for example, I don't want to keep track of my env files, so the product images, this, all the stuff. And well, this that's it. I think that's all I have to say about the assignment. So it was a wonderful experience doing this. Thank you.